Did you know we're running a conference? Yes, the CBA conference, and it's taking place in September this year. It's for dog trainers who are ready to stop winging it and start running a business that actually works. We're going to be getting into the nitty-gritty of all of the stuff that comes up all the time, like how to have a better sales conversation with a prospective client, how to stop hearing, "Oh, it's too expensive," and how to actually make a plan that gets you paid and not burnt out. We're so excited to be doing this with Keep as our headline sponsor. Keep are the CRM system we have been using for years. It's the system that allows us to keep everything in one place, from emails to payments to client management. They really do believe in small businesses, and they're backing this event so that we can bring even more value to the room. We so want you to be there. We do not want you to miss out. So head to the link in the show notes or head on over to caninebusinessacademy.com and go and grab your ticket. I cannot believe it is next week.
All the best people are in this room.
I couldn't believe what they've actually got from working with us.
Yeah, completely different person. Almost unrecognisable, but I am still the same person. Yeah. And that's me being really open and honest and genuine what the outcome of that conference is going to be. Hey, Joe.
Are we doing this? Hey, Vic. Morning, everybody. Depending on when
might not be their morning, might be their evening.
This is true.
We have a very exciting announcement that our conference is happening next week.
I cannot believe it is next week.
I can't believe it's next week. It's been so long in the making and the brewing.
Quite literally, I'm brewing right now with my cup of tea.
Are drinking a cup of cha.
I like it.
Yeah, so we've got our conference next week.
I feel a little bit sick with excitement and all the trepidation around. It's a big word.
The expectation.
Yeah. So we were having a little chat about this, and the purpose of bringing this to your attention is not only to say, like, if you've not yet got your tickets, there's still time. Yeah. It's next week. Go and check it out. Yeah, go ahead to caninebusinessacademy.com. You'll be able to navigate to the conference page when you are there. But we were thinking, because it's definitely come up in conversation, hasn't it, before on, is it the right thing to do? Is it the right time to put this conference on? Is it, I don't know, have we jumped in too soon? And the reason for these conversations is we are but strategists. We like to think that, we know that planning...
So a bit more assurance there.
Bit of assurance, yeah. Planning your time and everything that you do in the business is so crucial. And there is always going to be times when you will make a decision and go like, oh, fucking hell, okay, what can we learn from it, essentially, which is always the best thing to do. And for us, with that conference, it really aligns with what we're trying to achieve in the industry, isn't it? Like, we really want to get business knowledge accessible. We really want it to be seen as a
normal thing, a thing that people just get as part and parcel of starting their business.
Yeah, I like that. A normal thing.
Normality.
It feels normal to us. I think that's why.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And I kind of forget it's not.
No, and it's because we move in those circles and we get support and we've got mentors. And that's just, we couldn't think of having our business without that. So for us, we kind of go like, oh, so many people don't have it. And it's almost feels a bit like a luxury thing to have. Oh, I've got a business coach. Oh, I've got a business mentor. And people are like, oh. But it should be norm. It should be the norm. It should be getting guidance where you need it.
Do you know, this is going off on a tangent a little bit, but we are nothing but raw and real. And I sometimes feel a little bit icky when we say we've got a business mentor.
Why?
Because, and I think arguably anybody could say the same depending on what your profession is. Because maybe it comes across like, well, clearly you don't know enough, so you need support.
Yeah, it could come across that way.
I suppose it could come into that imposter syndrome category a little bit.
Could, yeah. But in terms of us, it's like somebody keeping us on track. Because as much as we teach this stuff to you guys, how hard is it for you to do the thing that you preach? It can be really hard, can't it? And, you know, the people in our world, in our CBA world, still struggle, and they've got us. We still struggle when we've got our mentors. So it takes such a lot of mindset and personal growth and personal development that never ever stops. It's like a muscle that needs to be flexed constantly. Because you can just fall off track at any time, which is why we had a period of time. I think we've talked about this before. We had a period of time without a mentor, and we fell off a cliff.
I think that's putting it lightly as well.
We literally fell off a cliff, didn't we? And we were like, oh, I think we're okay for a bit. I think we're fine. And then we realised quite quickly within a few months, like we're not fine. We need this in our life, and it helps us not only in the business but in so many other personal ways as well.
Yeah, it's such an important thing to have, isn't it? And even if, because I think for us, using that example, it's not that we didn't even have access to that one-to-one mentor type thing. It was the whole network of people.
Yeah.
So even being at something like a conference through a purposeful decision, because I remember we actually went to a conference, didn't we? And we was like, oh my God, like I just feel right again.
Yeah, we were feeling a bit down, weren't we? And we went in that room, which was not the usual type of conference, which is what elements of that we're trying to recreate with the CBA conference. But it was just the positivity, everyone's trying to do good things and come together and genuinely connect with each other, not for the sake of doing it in a networky type way, but in oh my gosh, how can we help each other? What can you bring to the table? What can we bring to your table? And just that was like the buzz in the room made us excited again. And we hadn't felt like that for quite a few, I'd say 6 months maybe.
Yeah.
Probably at that point. And we were like, oh my God, we need this again.
Yeah.
In some way, shape or form, we need this.
You can see how it feels a bit contradictory, don't you? God, sorry. I keep having to move around on these little scratch
Your squeaky chair.
Yeah, I like just repositioning. Yeah, I was going to say, you can see how it feels a bit contradictory almost to say, go to the conference to get your buzz and do all of that. But then on the flip side, what are you actually going to get from being in the room? Because we are massive believers in that ROI, that return on investment. And in some cases, it is financial. Sometimes it is your time as well, because let's face it, conferences take a lot out of both the bank balance and the time balance. They're not easy to attend, but it's what are you going to get off of the back of it? And again, for us as individuals, they are the things that almost kind of got that visualization of a fire. And I can't remember who used this. I don't know if it was Will, maybe. I'm sure somebody used a visualization of, oh no, it was in a book. It was in that 90-day brand book I was reading. And you stoke the fire. So I've now got this visualization of our fire's burning, but actually we need to keep putting like new logs on to keep it going stronger. And for us, that's how I see the conferences.
Yes.
So that's that ROI for us.
Yeah. And I suppose it's also understanding if that tribe of people, if that ethos is your thing. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, I like this kind of vibe. So that conference we went to, there's so many people in that room we knew already, and it was kind of those circles, wasn't it, of going like, all the best people are in this room, and there's like little branches off of everything, but it's like, yeah, I want to be part of something like that, and that makes me excited, and that gets my fire burning again and all of that. And I think that's a really nice space to be in, isn't it, to get that, fuel that fire, get the motivation up, go like, is this the right place for me, or do I need to look elsewhere? And I know it shouldn't be a case of like process of elimination or anything like that, because you should have a really good idea that room is the right place to be. But it almost like gives you that, doesn't it, to go like, yeah, if I don't want to commit to anything more at the moment, but I want to go to the conference and see what it's all about, see what I can take away from that and what I can actually start to change, that's what that event is for.
Yeah. And I know
Assurance again. Come on.
I know the speakers we have brought in from our business world.
Epic. And like, this may seem, because we talk about the conference like, oh my God, it's going to be amazing. But oh my God, it's going to be amazing. Like that, there's no other words. Like,
put it this way, every time we talk about, well, me personally, every time I talk about some of these mentors that are speaking, like, it makes me so emotional.
I was just about to say exactly the same. It gets that feeling inside of me, like that physiological effect inside of me going like, I just want other people to experience what we've experienced before. It's like
I feel
magical.
like everyone needs to experience the amount of times you've said a physiological effect.
I love it.
On our drive down here today.
I did say
think
that.
She's been talking about her physiological changes for like...
Right, just for a bit of context, I had one of those God, this is going to sound really dodgy when I say this. I've got a bad neck / back at the moment, and Gareth put a nice vibrational massage gun on me last night, and I could feel the physiological effects of it.
Oh, it's already started off on a bad, like, we've got to pull this back. It's going down.
Back to the conference physiological effects, come on.
But yes, no, where are we going?
Just the feeling of like
the emotion that is attached to. I think we are so invested in this because we know how big a potential and opportunity each individual attending has to just massively change your life.
Oh, yeah. And with the right, like, basically, if you think you're coming to just a business event, you're not just coming to a business event. It will change your life.
What do you think people think a business event is?
Just stuff like, it's really hard to explain, isn't it? So when I first entered...
Are we assuming and presuming here?
Maybe, yeah. But I'll give you my example for when I entered the business mentorship coach world.
When I brought you into the cult.
When you brought me into the cult for the first time, my expectation of what I was going to get and what I actually got was like poles apart. And to tangibly like explain that is quite hard really, but it's all the personal bit, the growth, the looking at, the ability to take a step out of yourself and look in and see what's stopping you, seeing what are you putting in your own way. What are the possibilities that you're preventing yourself from doing? All of those things. I was like, oh my God, Vicky, like, I've talked about this before. I know I thought I was a positive person. I thought I was somebody who was open-minded, but my God, that has totally changed from being in those business spaces, because business mentorship or business coaches or whatever done well will never just look at the business side.
No. Do you know what? Whilst you were saying that was coming up for me, two things that I'm going to wrap in one, but they're related to our clients that we're working with. And one feedback recently was that they couldn't believe what they've actually got from working with us.
Yeah.
In terms of, it's so much more than I ever thought I was going to get, not just in terms of that tangible delivery stuff, I suppose, but everything that's kind of wrapped up in it. And it is that personal development thing, which then links back to something somebody else said. What was it? They were using ChatGPT to weigh something up on whether or not to invest
Make a decision on.
Yeah, whether or not to invest in dog knowledge, CPD, or business knowledge. And they shared the graph with us, didn't they? Yeah. That Chatty had produced for them. And it's something like what? The business side of it doesn't account for personal development.
Yeah, basically it was saying it's quite low on the scoring. And what was the other thing? There was two things, wasn't there, that really stood out for me to go like, that's really interesting that those have scored really low on the business bit, but actually in terms of what we know we provide and what we receive, it's the opposite. Like the score is way higher for the personal development bit.
Yeah. And I suppose again, it's that subjectivity, that's the word, of
what do you class as personal development?
Yeah, what do you class as personal development? What do you class as business support?
Yeah. I think for me, I'm thinking of like the business, what does it mean to me? What did it mean to me before? The tactics, like I want you to tell me how to get more clients. I want you to give me the what do I go away and do to start generating more leads?
Yeah.
To start getting social media working better, to start putting marketing things out there that actually get a return on my efforts. That's what I thought I was going to get. And you do. And we provide all of that, by the way. But it's just way more depth. Like, I can't even describe. It's way more. I think you've just got to be in it to know it, to really fully understand
arguably,
it.
the way to look at that is, the reality is nobody should ever need to, you could say the same about dog training, isn't it, really?
You can go away and find
Nobody
it on
ever
YouTube.
needs to invest in anyone, because the information's out there. Certainly in this day and age as well. Like, I don't even use Google anymore. I just go straight to Chatty. Like, it's all there. Like, go and do the extra work for me. So I now no longer have to click on several website links and research myself. I just ask Chatty to do it.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant. But the thing that you get from working with anybody, and again, think about this from your client perspective, if they're hiring you as that dog professional, what am I going to get from working with you over trying to find that information out myself?
Yeah.
Like, what is the outcome for it? And yeah, what you were saying then about what you thought you were going to get, which is very much the tactics side of it. I see this a lot with people that come through the doors at CBA, that is a level of expectation. But arguably, that stuff, realistically, if it were as easy to just do the stuff, well, everybody would be winning.
Yeah.
What's the common denominator that causes people to fluff up the business?
Us. Me. I used to fluff up mine.
Yeah.
I've
You
got
as the individual.
nobody else to blame on it. And when things don't work, I'm the only person to blame.
Yep.
In all respects. How many times have we heard people that have started with us and leave with us, like, or are still with us, and go like, I am a completely different person from when I approached you guys. And like, that to me is like, that's how I feel about business, like, support.
Yeah.
Completely different person. Almost unrecognisable, but I am still the same person.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
It's like bringing out all your best bits.
I was thinking it's
kind of
weird
what
that
I'd say.
this falls into a business category. But it is, because I think it's I actually think the business category and a entrepreneur category have got crossover, but they're very different. I think that entrepreneur category is where we sit. I think that's where more of that personal development stuff comes in. I think that's you taking ownership for something. That's you really wanting to make your business, do you know what I mean? Like, make your business stand for something, or you feel like you've made an impact in some way.
It's the impact, the legacy bit we talk about. Like, what would you like to be known for when you're not around anymore? For me, it's that imprint, that footprint of what you've left behind. That for me is that entrepreneurial bit. It's way more than just your average.
Yeah.
Do the necessary to get by kind of thing. It's like, no, actually, that purpose is strong. You know how much we talk about that purpose bit. And we want to do everything we can to strive for that and help people and impact people's lives.
Yeah.
Whatever element of the dog world you're in, you're going to make that difference if you truly believe that, and you want the best for not only for you, for your business, for the clients, for everything. That's the entrepreneurial spirit as far as I'm concerned.
Do you know, I think that's the key difference in who we attract into Canine Business Academy. I think if you are entrepreneurial at heart and you want something more, then the program that we've developed within CBA is absolutely going to support you to get to where you want to be. If you want to be, or if you naturally lean more into that tendency of, I just want to know what to do to get the figures working better, or I just want to know what to do to get more inquiries, it's probably not going to work as well. I think is a way of looking at it.
It will work, but you're not going to get the most out of it if you want that.
No, because it's not. Like you've just said, everything around the way we view business, there's so much of that personal side of it.
Yeah,
it's not just tactics. It never can be.
I don't know how you would. Now I know what I know about everything, like the personal development bit. I don't know how you would just focus on the business bit and not be able to dig into the personal development elements, because you're only going to be able to get so far if you don't explore all the things about you and your beliefs and your, the things that are blocking you and just limiting mindset and all that sort of stuff. If you don't explore any of that, how are you ever going to achieve your goals? Because as we've just said, it's only you that stopped you.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like there's so far you could go, and then there's always going to be a door that needs to be opened, and that can only be unlocked with that PD stuff.
Yeah. I think this kind of ties it in quite nicely as well to that plan you're trying to create for the business. Because I think so many of us in dog industry, we fall into doing it as a bit of a hobby thing initially, or even if you've decided to jump all in, it's still a bit...
Still no idea where you're going.
There's no plan. I don't really know what I'm doing.
What path you're taking.
It's just a case of, let me just put some offers and services out there and see if I can sell it, and we just kind of go from there. It works, make a little bit of cash.
And it very often starts with friends and family that go like, oh, could you help me do that? Like, that's how it starts. And of course there's no plan there, and of course you're going to want to help people and do it for free or do it at very low cost because they're your mates and they're your family. And that's where that slippery slope probably starts, isn't it? To go like, oh, I've actually got to try and charge a decent amount now, and now I feel bad and I can't do it. And
I think this comes back to actually that difference in how entrepreneurial are you? Because if you've got that spark within you, you will know that something needs to change. You'll either be feeling something like, oh, it's kind of working, but
a bit frustrated,
I'm doing too much, or I'm not getting enough leads in, but what am I do you know what I mean? Like, you'd be more critical.
Yeah. So I suppose for me, it was never really the leads bit. That was never the problem for me. It was like the feeling of like unsatisfaction.
Yeah.
Of going like, oh, I'm nearly there.
Dissatisfaction.
Is that what? Yeah, maybe that's the word.
Oh my God, I've corrected you.
You corrected me for the first time.
Moment.
Oh my God. We're like not far off 2 years into this, and you've just corrected me for the first time.
I like it.
Yeah, it's like reflecting on that and laughing. Where were we? I've lost my train of thought.
You were dissatisfied.
Oh yeah, it was just that kind of like, oh, there's something missing here. There's like, it's not really bad. It's not awful. I've not fell off a cliff. I've survived for 14 years and it's worked just about. But there's something more. Like, if someone could give me a little bit more of a kick up the arse and question me and help me understand what that thing might be, or give me some ideas, like, and that's exactly what happened. And I ran with it, and I was like, fucking hell, that's it. That's the bit. But not only that, it's that whole shift around how I looked at myself, and all, again, linking it back to that personal stuff. And yeah, so my life like 10x then, because I was like, I was doing okay, wasn't awful. Now it's so much better, and I feel like I'm on top of the world almost. Like, that's how it made me feel. Like that jumping out of bed feeling in the morning. I mean, I'm not a morning person, so that's never going to happen. But that kind of like, actually, I'm ready for the day. I'm fired up. I want to see these clients today. I want to help them, and I know I can do a better job now with the way things are structured, and the way that direction, like the direction I'm going in, is so clear, and like everything about it was remove all the fog and remove all the frustration, and it was just a clear path.
Yeah. I think you had that spark with it. It's lay dormant for 14 years.
We talked about this actually recently, didn't we? About like, we always reflect on how we can improve things for CBA, always, because that's just what we do, and that's what we just want to improve on it. And you were questioning me about it. It might have been in that episode where we interviewed each other. Was it in that? Maybe recently.
We talk a lot.
Yeah, we do talk a lot. And you were going like, what was it? What was it that made you want more? Like, what was that thing? And it actually, I had to really think about it, didn't I? But we drilled it down to be that just something is not quite right, and I need some injection of someone else's point of view, and someone else's, I've been there, I've done it, I've kind of got the t-shirt. I know what works. I know what doesn't work. And it was that. And you were like, but that meant you've always had that kind of desire to do better. And I was like, well, yeah, I suppose I had really, because I tried to do things and I tried my best with the knowledge I'd got. I tried to do it, didn't I? And arguably it was probably a lot better than most people in, you know, what I was trying to do. But I always felt like it wasn't good enough and there was more that I could be doing. So it was that, wasn't it? It was that desire to make things better.
Because when you have got that, that's when you do start to
look critically.
I say critical, yeah. It's not the nicest word, is it? But you are essentially looking within yourself and going, what am I missing? What can I be doing more? It's not bad. Like what I've built, I'm quite proud of.
I would never have burnt it down.
Yes,
and gone,
it's working. Shit. But then what's next? And it's almost that potentially a little bit of a danger zone if you look at it in terms of, again, nothing drastically needed to change. It had been ticking over for however long. And, you know, I imagine a lot of people can relate to this. Because I had it for my time period was shorter, but there were still elements of it where I could go, do you know what? It could still tick and it's fine. But then there's that thing inside you.
Yeah,
and I think that's that entrepreneurial spark.
Gut thing of going, something could be better here. And that's probably why I had no fear around, well, there was a little bit of fear around it, but I went all in with making things totally different. I literally canned so many things.
Yeah, it wasn't even like a slow,
you know, a lot of people we work with have to gradually wean themselves off things because there's that emotional attachment to it. There's that desire to go, everyone else does this. And so if I do something different, are they going to want that? And I was just like, do you know what? You've given me the ideas. You've given me the spark. You've given me the fire in my belly. I'm in. Like, do it. And I did it. And I never looked back once, ever. But I understand that there are people that need more hand-holding with it. And, you know.
But it's having that desire to do it in the first instance, isn't it? Yeah. And I think it comes back to, right, you've now got this spark, you know, that feeling is there to go, I want to do better. I want to do something like, I want more, and whatever more looks like for you. But then it's like, okay, where do I start? And this is where we talk about that roadmap all the time, because yes, I think you've already kind of alluded to and made nods to the fact that you could go out and just hire the tactics if you want. Go and get somebody to do social media, but think about the purpose behind it. Like what are you trying to achieve by having somebody do your social media? I saw loads of posts last night, actually, just in various dog trainer groups going, I wish someone could just do my social media.
We were at that point.
We were at that point,
weren't we?
And again,
I'm so glad we didn't.
No, but this is I think we are fortunate that we do have the both of us, but it's having the ability to have this conversation with yourself if you are working by yourself, if you've not got a team, whether that's a you paid for friends, as I always refer to them, or your own mentor to bounce these things off of, but always looking critically at what you're doing and, okay, so if I were to do that, what's that ROI going to be, that return on investment? What is it going to actually generate? What's the purpose of me doing it? Is there another way? What's the goal that you're trying to achieve? Because arguably there's going to be an element of a financial goal, because you all need to hit a number. I was looking at some figures last night, actually, and I forget the actual source of it now. If anybody wants to pull me up on the source, let me know, because I can find it for you. But it was essentially saying that the bare minimum salary somebody needs to live a very basic life off of in the UK is 28k.
Right. I don't think most dog trainers earn that.
Well, I then put a poll.
Oh, you did? Yes.
In. This is all connected, you see.
Oh, okay.
I then put
She didn't tell me any of this, by the way.
No,
She's just gone and done a poll, which I can't see the results of.
No, so I have to screenshot and send them to you.
Yeah.
But the poll in the Facebook group, I worded it to say, like, what's your expectation of an air quote typical dog trainer who has potentially gone and done a CPD course to get your accreditation, and then gone into starting a business. And I'd categorized it into 18k, 20 to 25, 26 to 30, 50, 100. 50 plus, 100 plus, and multi six figures. There's varying answers, results, marks
Yep.
on each one. But a good majority currently, again, it was only put on last night, are within that 18 to 30k mark, I'd say. But yeah, considering like 28k is the number that, and that's a basic life. If you want a comfortable life, and again, like design your own version of comfort, this is how I define, I meant to say. My definition of comfort is my bills are paid. I'm ideally 2 to 3 months ahead in terms of pots of money for like childcare and bills. So it's not a month by month pressure.
Yeah.
It's how we operate in the business as well. If I want to go and, I don't know, like take the kids out for a day, and if they ask for a snack or a toy or something, I can go, yep, that's fine. So I'm not talking massive amounts of money here, but just, you know, those odd little, I don't have to worry if you say to me at lunch, do you want to go for a Costa? I'm go like, oh God, I can't really justify spending £4 on a coffee. For me, that's a nice level of comfort, and maybe like the ability to go on holiday. That figure is 52,000 in the UK.
Wow.
Big difference.
That is a big difference, isn't it? Just have that little bit of like relaxed attitude around money.
Yeah. And again, that's not like frivolous, lifestyle.
No.
That's not,
it's not
several
extravagant
fancy holidays. That's
yachts and
that's like
fancy cars.
Your bog standard, all inclusive, 3 to 4 star hotel for a week or two, family of 4, like once a year to be able to do that. You know, they're looking at like between 7 and 10 grand to go away for 2 weeks now for a family of 4.
Wow.
Yep. To somewhere like Tenerife.
That's why you need a motorhome, Jo.
Mm-hmm. But, you know what I mean? But to me, that's not frivolous. That's just something nice to have. But yeah that's where that money bit needs to come in. So winding that all back to what I was saying about your planning. So if your brain is then going, oh, I need to invest in a social media manager. Brilliant. For what purpose? How is that going to help you achieve that between 28 and 50k salary to live a life of
not luxury?
Just
normality.
So coming back to that planning and going, okay, so every decision you make is going to impact not only that financial goal, it's going to impact how you're spending your time. So we can make this little announcement now, aren't we? What? We're growing the team.
Oh, we are?
Full-time team.
Finally.
On board. Yeah.
It's been a long time coming, by the way.
It has been a long time coming. But again, it's finding that right time on when you need to be able to do it. Because again, through critical reflection and everything, and I think you guys literally know everything about us.
I think you're right. In fact, we've had this feedback twice in the last 2 weeks.
Oh.
People feel they know exactly everything about us. We're busy mates. They almost stalk us to the point of like, nothing's a surprise.
I did open up a new client call the other day, and the first thing that this person said to me was like, oh my God, I'm your biggest stalker. I'm like, okay.
You wanted more of that, didn't
I like
you?
it.
Come on,
like,
give
yes.
me more.
It was the first one of the day. I was like, oh yes, need this for my ego. Feels like we're doing something right then. But no, we literally bear everything. So knowing, like, we tried to bring somebody on a while ago, like quite early doors, thinking, oh, we're not going to get to that point. And it just wasn't the right time because we were still trying to figure out what we were doing.
We didn't really know what we were doing and when we were doing it and what time, like how much time we needed to do that task and the next task. And now we know there's so many things that we're spending time on that to be able to get to the business where it needs to be, we need to be spending our time in other places. So that's now the right time.
And this comes down to the planning. It comes down to the strategy. It comes down to, you could go back through our back catalogue of all these podcast episodes and find all the tactical stuff if you really wanted it. But it's how does that all work in the bigger picture side of it? So taking it back to that spark thing we were just talking about, like what do you want more of? What life do you want to be leading? What do you want your business to look and feel like? All of this comes down to literally mapping out that roadmap.
Yeah, it does.
Like what is that next step? And if you have been with us a while, or if you're going to start listening and then backdate and everything, you'll see that we've been on a journey as well. Like we've grown, we've evolved, we've got clearer. We talk a lot about niching. Our niche has gone even tighter recently. So these things evolve all the time. So you have that that flexibility within your business. You're never pigeonholed into something that you've got to stay in forever. You grow, you evolve. But this comes down to that planning and bringing it full circle back to our conference is next week. It's scary. And is there a right time to do it? I was talking about this in the car, actually, about a right time for you getting your next dog.
Yes, yes, we were.
And there is never a right or a wrong time. There's learnings, there's things to factor in. But it's how can you make the plan work best for you?
Mm.
What have you learned about the conference planning?
What do you mean?
Well, we want to share everything here. And, you know, it sounds like a really good idea, doesn't it? To some people, like, oh, just put a thing on. You could liken it to, okay, the scale's a bit different, but like putting on a workshop or an event in your dog training business. Are they straightforward?
No.
What's your learnings been on us putting the conference?
Well, the conference is not a money maker. Let's put it like that.
No, it's a massive money loss.
It's a money sucker. It's a money vampire.
Money
steals
vampire?
our money. So don't think that we're getting rich from this conference, because we are not. It's the complete opposite, actually. But there's a bigger picture behind it. Because we want, like you said, I think when you open the episode, actually, or near the top of the episode, we want to get that. It's that accessibility thing of like, it's that question mark thing of going like, it does make it more accessible, but it gets that in-person element out there because, you know, although we do a lot of stuff online and a lot of stuff on Zoom, having that in-person element for us is really, really important. Whenever we go to events, we exhibit at a lot of events and we've spoke at events, like it's just that magical part of it, doesn't it? And it I think it like takes it up a gear, another notch, you know? And that's why we're doing it. And we're getting that, you know, if we can create something small on this first one, imagine what we can do on the next one and imagine what we can do on the next one after that. So it's thinking about it in terms of like, okay, things haven't worked out the way we wanted with some elements of it, but actually we can pivot and make that even better in other elements because of that. So we're never seeing it as like a disappointment because it could have been a bit like that. And we're like, no, we're going to make it even more of a special experience for people doing it like this. So we've actually even just, our strategy around it has almost changed because of the parameters of everything really, but never for a failure, never for like a bad thing. It's always like, let's see if we can just, let's see if we can take this and run with it and get this thing. We just want people to walk away with such a great feeling after it, but actually be able to start that plan, start that roadmap, not have the entire thing because you won't. Like that is not the expectation of the whole thing. You won't. I was talking to somebody about it the other day. They were questioning whether they were going to come. And I wanted to ask her these questions because I was like, I don't want you to invest in, it was about money and it was about like, do I do it? Do I not do it? And I was like, actually for you, I'm not sure it's the right thing because I think you need more than what it's going to provide. But if you want this, this and this is going to be exactly what you need. So I think for her, it's like paired with something else is going to be the right outcome. But that on its own, she could actually walk away from it feeling disappointed because if you're putting all your eggs in that basket and thinking it's going to be the answer to all your prayers, you know, and that's me being really open and honest and genuine what the outcome of that conference is going to be.
Well, yeah, it's
it's not a fix all.
Even when you go to dog conferences, isn't it? Like you
can
just
feel more confused when you come away from them.
Walk away and like, oh, that was so good.
Now what?
What do I do? That's how I always used to feel.
Yeah. And we've had a lot of feedback like that recently from events we've attended and we've exhibited at.
And I always loved going to those dog conferences as well. Absolutely loved it. I'm definitely that person that will just soak up as much learning and knowledge as possible.
Yeah. I think for me, it's like thinking about that outcome. It's like that clarity, isn't it? There will be, and you know, with these events, you don't take everything in. You don't, and not every speaker resonates with you. You're not going to remember word for word what they say and write every single note down because it's just not going to happen. But there'll be certain things that you just go, oh my God, what a light bulb moment. That's changed the whole game for me. And maybe it's that clarity around, now I know what I don't need to do and I now know what I want to do instead. And maybe I then go down that avenue which is something I wouldn't have expected from it.
Yeah, it's definitely going into these conferences with I'll say your eyes open. It's managing your own expectations around it, isn't it? Like, I have definitely been to conferences where I have purposely gone just to hear one speaker.
Yeah.
And it's been a 2-day event, and like, I only really wanted to hear you. On some of them, I haven't bothered going to any of the other talks, and I've just gone to the ones that I wanted, or maybe thought, I'll give those ones a go. And then others, I've gone, actually, Nick, do you know what? I'm here. I'm just going to soak it all up, and I'll take what I take from it. And I don't think you can ever know exactly what it is you are going to take away from it, because how many times have we said when we go and see the same speakers over and over and over again, and you could almost recite their entire presentation, however, I still take something away. Yeah.
But look at how many times we've been to these conferences or events and we've gone, that is not, oh my God, that person there, never heard of them, didn't know they existed before today, but something about what they've said is like, you know when you get the hairs on the back of your neck, like we both felt this recently, watched a speaker approach them and they are now speaking at our conference, and it was
I got the tingles.
Oh my God, so did I, and we were like, they are going to bring such a I don't know, just a positive, again, I can't even describe it, it's just that feeling of going, we need them. And it was like, should we go and ask then? Yeah, let's go. What can we lose? They could say no. And it's like, yeah, I'm in. We're like, oh my God. So that's what happened off the back of a conference that we went to recently. So it's bringing all these things in and going like, that's not what I expected, but that person impacted me way more than the one I really went for, or the people I really went for. And that is what I know that you're going to walk away with from coming to that conference as well.
I cannot believe it's next week.
Nor me.
I don't even know what to say, because it's just a bit like, but it's lots and lots of months in the making. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to potentially put this out there. I don't know how you feel about it. In a few weeks' time, maybe we do like a debrief of what we've learned.
I think we definitely should.
The whole experience, because I'm certain there will be at least one person out there listening that is considering putting on an event in some way, shape or form. And I think it's really important to do the debrief on these. So we've actually got time scheduled in our diary for a few weeks after the conference to purposefully do a debrief of this and go, what worked well, what went shit, what's the feedback from the people that were there, what, you know, like the whole thing, so you can really break it down.
And this is getting really true with yourself and going like, do I really want to hear this? Yes, I do. We need to hear this so that we can make it better next time, or we can improve on this or that, whatever.
Yeah. It's really important to keep always looking inwards. And I think this has to come back down to that roadmap and that purpose of what it is you are trying to create. Like, we've literally just sent out client survey forms, and fuck me, it's scary.
Oh, when one comes back in, you're like, oh God.
It is really scary, because you just think, oh God, what if I've upset someone? And again, like, the intention is never there, but when you're growing, you will inevitably make a mistake somewhere, but it's owning it and going, okay, but this is where it comes back to the importance of the relationships you're creating with people, the importance of how your prospective audience connects with you, because everyone's going to be watching from afar. When you are putting yourselves out there, and yes, this counts for you as a dog trainer, putting yourself out there on social media or wherever it is you're gaining clients from, people are watching. They're looking at you and they're seeing, how can I connect? How can I resonate? Are you the right person to help me and my dog? So always checking in and going like, what could I do to improve the service? What bit that, because we are creatures of habit as human beings. So sometimes just doing the same thing over and over again because you've always done it that way.
Well, it's a little bit like, I was thinking in my mind about when you were talking about almost like sticking your fingers in your ears, a bit like tunnel vision, like, no, I'm doing this thing. When we talk about a roadmap, we do mean staying on a track, but what we don't mean is literally that tunnel vision of sticking your fingers in your ears, not listening to anybody. It's the ability and the skill, which I think is really hard, of listening to the voices, but knowing which voices to actually listen to change things and which voices you don't need to act on. And I think that's where people find it really hard, is to go like, when someone says, oh, you're doing that thing, or you're charging this much money, or you're what? That's not what other people do. And then it puts a seed of doubt in your mind, for example. You might then revert back to, you know, doing things in an older way that you actually don't believe in anymore. So therefore, like, that it's for you to decide, do you listen to that voice or do you not? But it's that skill, isn't it, to go like, we're putting these survey feedback forms out. There are going to be some things on there. It's going to be really hard for us to please everybody and get everybody feeling absolutely 100%. But there are things that are going to show up regularly. There are things that we're going to go, actually, on reflection, maybe that could be better. Or maybe at that time when that person started, it wasn't as great, but we've improved that now. And we know that. So that's a measure against that score. And I feel like if you've got the ability to do that, that's going to be a good thing for you. But I also see that it could break somebody if they're not prepared to be able to deal with what they get back from something like a survey.
Wow, I'm glad you said that, because I think this is, if you are going down the route of asking for feedback, feedback is a dangerous word, I feel.
Yeah.
So you need to put some parameters around it and go, what is it? Again, it's about being purposeful. What are you asking for feedback on specifically?
Be really good with, like, the better the question you ask, the better the response you'll get.
Because if it's just that whole like, oh, how would you score me out of? Yeah, like, what do you think? How would you score me, like 1 to 5? And don't get me wrong, like, these questions are important, but put some parameters around it. So like on ours, I think I have got that, like, how would you rate us out of 5 after you've done all these other questions? Because actually the brain has gone, oh, what was this specific part? So for us, it's been broken down into things like, what was your
onboarding?
Like the pre-sale bit, like what was the actual sales process like as well? How did you feel? What worked well? What could be improved? What was the onboarding like? How was the delivery of the service been thus far in relation to these specific things?
Yeah.
So it's really tangible things that we can look at and go, right, that's all business. It's not personal. Which is fucking hard because business is personal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, we can all say detach yourself from it, but it is having that skill to go, it is personal, it is my baby, but here's the detachment. So yeah, that was a really long-winded way of saying that we're going to do a debrief live of the
it was.
of the conference, but it goes to show, hopefully, all of the things that we are always thinking about. Feel sorry for our brains.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. What we would really love you to do, if you love this podcast, if you've worked with us, if you consume any other information, you might have read our book, whatever, we would love you to leave us a review on our Google business page.
How does one do that?
Well, I'm hoping there's going to be a link in the show notes for people to click.
There will be a link in the show notes, but theoretically, if you just hop on over to Google and just type in Canine Business Academy, it'll give you the opportunity to leave a review.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Ciao for now.